H. What kind of questions do we come across on H?
16.
16. All right.
It's not. I'm confused on it.
X to the fourth, that one?
13 is
Minus 3x squared equals 0. Is that one? And find the real number solutions of the equation. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out x squared from both. Is that okay? So this is going to give me x squared.
Why is it 4x squared?
Yeah, you don't put in 4x squared.
Where did I do?
You put there's no 4.
Oh, where did that come from?
I don't know.
Okay. That's not there.
Excellent.
All right. Good. You stopped me before I got root. So what if this was graphed, what would this be doing? Bounce, wiggle, cross. Bounce. Good. All right. And then this one, x squared minus 3 equals 0. X squared equals 3. So x is equal to plus or minus root 3. Okay. That's it. Cool. And that right there, the plus or minus root 3, positive root 3 is one answer, negative root 3 is another answer. So those would both be a crossing. Cool? All right. What else? 13. Okay, keep an eye on me.
I don't know. I'm taking
Is that 81 x to the fourth?
yes. Oh, I know.
And then minus 16. All right, so this right now is the difference of two squares. So that's going to break down to 9x squared plus 4 and 9x squared minus 4. This won't break down, so that stays as is, but the other one's still the difference of two squares. So 9x squared plus 4 is one answer. 3x plus 2, 3x minus 2 is the other answer. What else? Excuse me. Going once.
24.
24. Flipping the page. The x to the fourth one. All right, x to the fourth. Minus 7x squared. Equals 18. That one? Okay. So we want to solve this. So I need to bring the 18 over. Is that okay so far? Now I'm going to factor just like it would be normal. Yeah. Did you just want me to rip it up, or you got it?
I gotta take a test for it, so I mean, looks like I can't go.
Okay, so before I'm going to hold on to this for a second. Let's put this first. Okay, all I did is I just made it squared x and constant versus x to the fourth squared and constant. So if I factor this, that's going to give me x minus 9 and x plus 2. Right? So that's going to do the same thing here. It's just that I'm going to have x squared minus 9 and x squared plus 2. Difference of two squares there. Nice little dance in front of the camera. So I just wanted to show that it factors the exact same way that if it was just an x squared term, but your answer is x plus 3, x minus 3, x squared plus 2. Oh, and this one we're solving it, right? Okay. So we solve it. I get negative 3 as one solution, positive 3 for another solution, and let's see, I plus or minus I root 2 for the third solution. So that won't cross the x-axis. that crosses there and there. So you just have kind of a little something that happens at above the x-axis for plus or minus I root 2. But I think it said just solve all the real solutions. Is that correct? So here's the real solution and here's the real solution. I think that's what it said. Find all the real numbers. So those are the true answers. You don't have to worry about the plus or minus I root 2. Anything else?
Can I do 25?
Minus 24x. Alright, I'm going to factor a 3 and an x out of both. And then that's going to give me x to the third minus 8. Is that okay so far? So we can go ahead and solve this for 0. So here's one answer. Don't forget this one. Okay, that's going to be one answer. And then this is the difference of two cubes. So x minus 2, x squared plus 2x plus 4. This gives me my other real solution. So you have two real solutions on that. If you were to factor this, it comes out to, could be complex, could be it's a complex answer. It won't factor. So those are your two real roots. B squared minus 4. Yeah, actually it's an imaginary number. So you have two real numbers and two imaginary numbers. Okay, pass that one up too, please. Good. All right, so I'll put these all in the grade book sometime soon. All right, quick, easy lesson. And should be good to go. Listen. That's right.
So this is due the Tuesday after break, worksheet I. Perfect. No, we're just not allowed to give homework over break.
Cool?
It's not allowed.
No, it's not.
Well, I heard there are some classes that don't abide by it, and I don't think that's right.
I agree.
Yeah, we should just not get homework paid.
Okay.
They know Sweden. Oh, wait, don't get them.
You want to know?
Okay.
You want to go with the political debate on that?
No.
Because I'll win.
No, I don't want to.
Because-
I didn't say politically.
No, but I would compare this school to any school in Sweden. I would.
So Sweden is better?
No.
I mean, at the moment,
No, Americans.
No, I would take this school, what this school is, and compare it to anything in Sweden, and we would be better.
What's going on in Sweden?
No, I'm just saying. You know, when we say, "Oh, these other countries are doing better," no, it's a habitual lie. It is a habitual lie because there's never any documentation, any proof of any testing of any sort that ever looked at what was actually taking place. The oil companies actually ran that political ad because the oil companies are in cahoots with the computer companies and the software companies. And they wanted to have every one of you have a computer in front of you nonstop. And that's how you were going to learn off of a computer.
I'm good.
That's honestly where it came from.
I just.
But unfortunately, the United States is too stupid. We're like, oh, I saw it on the internet. Someone posted on Facebook, therefore it must be true. And it's like, no, you're stupid. I create enemies on Facebook a lot.
You know, I can kind of picture that.
I put things like, has your political stance changed by something you read on Facebook? Me either. And then people post, oh yeah, I might swayed. I said, then don't add me as a friend. My God, I don't need to know somebody who's that dumb. All right, but anyhow, let's factor this. Ready? Difference of two squares, yes or no?
Yeah.
Is x to the fourth perfect square?
Yeah.
Yes, and 81. All right, so I got x squared plus 9, x squared minus 9. Everyone agree?
Yeah.
Can I factor that out any further?
Yeah.
X squared.
This one
X
won't.
plus 3 and X minus 3.
I think we should be good there.
Yep.
Okay. Problem number 2.
Oh.
Problem number 2. It looks like they all have a greatest common factor of x squared. So let's factor that out first. Agree? X squared comes along for the ride, and then I get x and x. And I'm thinking 10 and 4. What do you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I know how to factor. All right. Oh, and then let me squeeze this down there for. That looks like I can take an x plus 4 out and a 5 plus x.
Oh my, that's
What about this last one? X minus 2?
Oh yeah, right.
We good with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is all kind of review, I hope. If this is the first time you've ever seen it, I apologize. All right. So all of these, we're going to use our factoring techniques. This one's going to factor just like it was x squared. But I'm going to have an x squared and an x squared rather than an x and an x. Agree? And so I have plus 9 and minus 2. Are either of those difference of two squares?
Yeah. No.
No. X squared minus 2 is not difference of two squares.
Wouldn't
X squared plus 9. If it was x squared minus 9, you'd be absolutely. So that's factored, right?
Yep.
And then on this one, use our factoring techniques that we know. That should be good. And then I'm thinking someone's here. Kate's here. Let's see. 9 and 2 work. 9, 2, no. 9, 2, 9, 2, no. 6 and 3. Where's the 6 going to go? 12. Yeah, there we go. So we go a 6 here and a 3 here. Positive here and a negative there. Is that right? Negative 3x squared. Yeah, that works. Dude, yes. Do we have difference two squares?
Nah.
No. That one's factored. So once you factor it down, double check if you have difference two squares. What about 7?
Take out a 5.
Thank you. Is that 16?
Yep.
And then I have 5, and then that's an x squared and an x squared. And negative 2 and a negative 8. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Love it. Can I factor any of those? No, they're all done. There's not difference two squares there either. Ooh.
No, there is the x. No, there isn't. I'm sorry.
2's not perfect,
Yeah.
right? Okay. This one, I think this one is actually going to be a perfect square. Huh. I think.
Yeah.
Is it?
To me, so this can be 4x squared minus 3 squared. Yeah.
Hmm? Quantity squared, list at once? Yeah, heck yeah. Okay, any questions so far? Am I done yet?
No.
Watson, am I done?
Yeah, you're done.
Good, thanks for keeping my tank. All right, So remember, you must still factor out common factors, greatest common factor of the terms of the polynomial. So it looks like I could factor out on this one a 4x squared, and that leaves me 3x to the third minus 4x squared plus 2. And I think that's as far as you can go, because I have it to the third power. Oh, I'm not sure why we did such a magnificent problem for one whole page. There's pages before there's like 11 problems on it, and then it's like, here, ta-da. It's like, oh. I'm not seeing anything else. All right. So look for the x to the fourth as the lead coefficient and x squared in the middle term. Then factor like you do trinomials. Okay. I think we can do this. X squared, x squared. And we got minus 9 plus 4. This will factor because it's difference of 2 squares. Agree? And I know a lot of you will say, well, x plus squared plus 4. I know, but it won't factor. This one, perfect square trinomial, I believe. 4x squared plus 1. Quantity squared or 4x squared plus 1. Your choice. I think that's right. It's kind of funny that they threw this in like, hey, we've just been doing it. Now, hey, look at this. Any more? How many more pages?
2 more.
I have a 2 more again? Jeez. Again. All right. When we have 4 terms, you want to see if you can do it by grouping method. So factor out an x squared with that, and that leaves you x plus 3. And then you look at this and say, oh, well, 6 comes out, and that leaves me x plus 3. And then you can say, well, that's going to be x squared plus 6 and x plus 3. So that's as far as you can go because x squared plus 6 is not factorable. Okay, so that's when you have 4 terms. It doesn't always happen. Like, I could see us throwing you a curveball where we put like 116 right there. So I forget who the student is. Somebody in this class from 8th period. Remember the ones on the back where you had to come up with the equation?
No.
You didn't take it yet. No. So the one that had a wiggle on it, so a wiggle is raised to an even power, right?
Wrong.
No, an odd power.
Yeah.
So if, like, let's say it was supposed to be like x plus 2. You put x plus 2 to the 257th power. I was like, rock on!
Okay, now that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do the 259th power.
So you can be that cooler kid. Because I already gave that kid an A just for doing that.
Oh, okay.
So you do that. Ben's like, dude, I'm in. I got this. He just wants big numbers. I'm in. All right. What can I factor out about those?
X squared.
Yeah, buddy. Now, this negative needs to come out, and I can factor out a 9. Remember, if I do that, then that sign changes. Agree? That's kind of that gotcha spot.
Right. Yeah.
And then I had x squared minus 9. And x minus 2. So the x minus 2 comes out. So I can factor that, difference 2 squares. Cool. Almost done, I hope.
Yep.
All right. That's 4x squared.
4x squared plus 1 and x plus 4.
That's what? 4? Yay. Oh, and then there's really nothing to factor out there, so I just make it plus 1 and then x plus 4 because we do a placeholder. So then I get 4x squared plus 1 and x plus 4. Okay, I don't know if this was supposed to be fun or not, but I'm kind of like sort of done doing it. Anyone else done?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyone want to go through rocks at cars with me?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yes.
Yeah. 10
The
points.
key to throwing rocks at cars, if they start chasing you, you don't run as a group.
You don't want to be.
you scatter. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm going to hide it in this tree. Well, let's all try hide there. No. All right. What can I factor out there? I think x squared. And that's 2x minus 3. And I can factor out a negative 5. 2x minus 3. Can't do anything there, but this just comes down to that. Done. Again, why do we have like 11 problems on one slide and then here's 1? I guess it's because we have to watch for the negatives. Am I done yet? Oh, there's special stuff. Okay, here, I'll move this box, I'll move this box, I'll move this box. There was nothing there. I'll move that one. Okay, always check for common factors, look for special patterns. If, here's another thing. If 3 terms, there we go. There you go. Is there anything else I have to uncover?
Nope.
If 3 terms, and it's x to the 4th, x squared, constant term, try factor in the trinomial. 4 terms, try grouping it. That's what we just did. Where you look at the first 2, factor it out, second 2, factor out. Go from there. Ouch. And check to see if you can factor again, so make sure you don't have those x squared minus 9s in there.
No, it wasn't.
Ready, set, go?
Yep.
All right.
Last one.
This is the last slide?
Yep.
Oh,
We got 2 more problems. Oh, and we're done.
all right.
Let's just not do them.
I'll do it for you. Well, you know it's about me. The better I educate you, the better my retirement is. So,
Cool.
yes. All right. Everyone agree with that so far? There's 4 terms. We want to solve it because it's equal to 0. So I'm going to try to do my grouping method. So I'm going to get x squared. What did I do? Okay, and then a negative 4 and x plus 3. And that gives me x squared minus 4 and x plus 3, which then gives me the answers of x equals positive or negative 2. That's that one.
And negative 3.
And x equals negative 3. Fundamental theorem of algebra says, hey, it's raised to the 3rd power, so you can have up to 3 solutions. We have 3 solutions. Good. Last one, I'm excited. Any guest people want to come up and work it?
No.
Sure.
Sweet. You're on camera, so make sure you wave to the camera.
Yo, what's up?
Love it.
What's up, dudes?
Yeah, man.
Have a pretty chill day.
Eat some turkey.
Got enough room, man?
How do you erase?
Oh, I love it. What's the slant? You got
I don't know.
Is that a
Yeah,
C?
and then you,
That's an X.
That's an X.
yeah. I should probably get someone's face. How do you do that?
There's the blue thing.
Extend page.
Extend.
Extend page.
Extend
Your
page.
shadow's covering it.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
yep,
Right.
that blue, yeah.
Hey!
Oh, wicked. Okay. Yeah.
What could that possibly be?
It's math, my dude.
And it's equal to 0, so you have x equals 5, and x equals
1/4.
plus or minus 1/4.
Yeah.
Yay. What?
All right. You nailed it. Good job.
Got Sam.
Ready for the Thanksgiving wave? Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thanksgiving way.
I thought you can't really read that.